This Spider-Man brand new day leak is my favorite so far. It makes a lot of sense and it ties everything together. All the reports that we have heard in the past, this makes them make sense. And it does look like, if this is accurate, Sadie Sink could still be playing Jean Grey. In fact, this points to her playing Jean over probably any other character that we have heard so far. It also sets up something for the future of the X-Men, something pretty big that is going to be a major story point in the next saga. And yes, I did see the official teaser from Marvel Studios for Avengers Doomsday. And yeah, that is not what they are showing in the theaters. At least that's not what I think they're showing in the theaters. I am going to see Avatar Fire and Ash in a few hours here, where I will see the Avengers Doomsday first official teaser, which I am assuming is Captain America, but I'll come home and do a video just to make sure everybody knows exactly what is going on, and we'll talk about that teaser in that video. But this new plot leak I absolutely love. It makes so much sense, so let's dive into this. This is coming from Alex Perez at thecosmiccircus.com, and it really kind of centers around Tillman, Tremel Tillman's character. He has been cast, according to Alex Perez from the Cosmic Circus, he has been cast as the head of the Department of Damage Control. Now, we know they're going to be in the movie. We've already seen some leaked videos that they're going to be in the movie. Tremel Tillman is reportedly the head of them. His role in the movie is going to be to lead an investigation by the DODC to apprehend a new rogue metahuman they have been keeping an eye on for a while. The character in question is being portrayed by Sadie Sink. Sink's character will be under the protection of John Bernthal's Frank Castle, aka the Punisher, which will make him a person of interest in the DODC's investigation as well, along with Bruce Banner and Spider-Man. Okay, we're going to stop right here because this already is awesome. If this is true, then a so-called meta-human, which sounds kind of interesting to say because that's kind of like, I feel like a DC thing, but still, the whole meta-human concept of it is obviously referring to mutants, especially because the DODC was set up in Miss Marvel, I think, in a pretty big way to eventually be kind of an X-Men thing, because they revealed at the end of Miss Marvel that Miss Marvel was a mutant. She had the mutant gene. She had a mutation in her gene. So she's basically, she was the X-Men that we got kind of for the first time. And the DODC was a big part of Miss Marvel. And the DODC is reportedly going to be a part of Wonder Man as well. Again, trying to capture Simon Williams because he is a superhuman or a metahuman, whatever you want to call it. We're going to call them mutants. I don't know if they're going to say Simon Williams is a mutant in Wonder Man. I probably don't think so. But the DODC is after superpowered individuals, and they've kind of moved past superheroes, and now they're moving on to people who are inherently born with powers. That seems to be what is happening in Spider-Man Brand New Day here. But this means Sadie Sink could be playing Jean Grey. And we've heard a lot of reports recently coming from Josh the Nerds, Daniel RPK. Both say that the reports of Sadie Sink playing Shathra were an intentional misdirect by Marvel to throw us off, so we won't know who she's playing. I just think Sadie Sink playing Jean Grey makes the most sense. She's got the hair for it. She's got the look for it. She's young. She's a big actress right now. It makes sense that Marvel would want to lock her down pretty much for the next 10 years to play Jean Grey. Now, how they're going to tie that into a story, I have my thoughts. We'll get to that in a bit, but it's important to finish this because this is going to go on to the mutant saga. So the Department of Damage Control is reportedly going to become the new anti-mutant enforcement agency after the events of Secret Wars. Tremel Tillman's character is reportedly not a one and done, but he's going to be a major character after Secret Wars. So this is seemingly setting up the whole kind of humans against mutant storyline, right? That's always a really big storyline. It's a big thing with Professor X, a big thing with Magneto. It's just always been one of the focal points of the X-Men, right? Of the stories and the mutants in general. And it's starting already. It's starting already, which is very interesting. I do like that they're kind of setting things up, not going fully into it right now while we're still in the multiverse saga, because obviously really big things are about to happen with Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. And Kevin Feige did confirm we are going into a soft reset, but we do know that there are things that are going to stay the same, right? It's not just going to completely erase everything and give it a blank slate, even though some people I know would prefer that. I know some people would prefer that, but it's not going to do that. We've heard probably about 60 to 70% of the universe that we know is going to remain the same. The differences are going to be, there's going to be retcons, there's going to be Marvel deleting events that happened, probably Secret Invasion. They might act like that never happened. And of course, they're going to have the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, the Inhumans, pretty much everybody now in one universe, right? But someone's going to bleed over. And so this is going to bleed over into a new universe where the X-Men and mutants are going to be everywhere. So this really is setting up something big, because once that new universe happens and the DODC is starting to hunt down metahumans, well, they're going to have a lot to hunt down on their radar. And it even says that they are keeping them in a prison, a supermax prison, where basically there's no jurisdiction over them. They can experiment on them. They can do basically whatever they want to them. So it makes sense that Sadie Sink's character would be on the run and someone like Frank Castle would protect her. And that could be why a lot of people heard in the past, oh, she's the Punisher's like sidekick, right? She's the Punisher's sidekick. She's with the Punisher. I can see how some insiders who might have heard some of this would think that. But in reality, it's actually the Punisher who is protecting her. And yeah, they're going like they're running away with each other, right? But it's really just Frank trying to protect her. And also the leaked trailer that we saw, this kind of makes sense as well. And it also makes sense that some people thought she was the villain because the DODC is hunting her down. But now it seems pretty clear now after this report. She's not a villain, but the DODC view her as a villain because she's a metahuman, a superhuman, right? And again, her being a metahuman or superhuman makes me really think it's Jean Grey, and I really hope it is Jean Grey. But also at the same time, when we hear Sadie Sink's character in that leaked trailer say, "Stay out of my way, Spider-Man," or else it won't just be your friends who forget about Peter Parker, well, that makes me think now, okay, she's got psychic abilities, and maybe Spider-Man's trying to get in the way of her running away, right? And maybe she's hurting DODC people with her powers, and Spider-Man's like, hey, don't do that. Let's not do this, right? Like, we don't hurt people. Like, don't make me have to stop you from hurting people. And she's like, psychic powers, get out of my way. Boom. Don't make me hurt you, dude. Get out of my way. Leave me alone. The DODC are evil. They're trying to hunt me down and throw me in a prison, experiment on me. Get out of my way. That makes sense now. It totally makes sense. There is that scene where she does look like Shathra, but it's just because her character is seemingly blacked out, but that could be done for a number of reasons. And of course, it's a leaked trailer, so the lighting in it just could be terrible in general. But I think this makes everything make sense. The DODC, who is being headed by Tremel Tillman's character, is searching for metahumans. Sadie Sink's character is Jean Grey. They're hunting her down. They find out that they're experimenting on these people. The Punisher does seem like a person who would be against that and helping out, a younger person, because he's done that already. We've already seen him done that, right? And yeah, he kind of grabs her and takes care of her. And Spider-Man might try to get in the way of that a little bit because they might be hurting people, right? So we already knew that Spider-Man and the Punisher were going to clash with each other because of the way they go about things. The Punisher and Spider-Man are very different about that. Jean might feel the same as the Punisher. I would if these people were trying to kidnap me and throw me into jail and experiment on me. I'd feel that way. So Spider-Man's probably going to have an issue on how they deal with the DODC, and that's where he kind of gets in the way. And then the Hulk gets thrown in there as well, and that's just a whole other thing. It does make you kind of question, though, who the main villain of the movie is. Is it really supposed to be kind of a Jean Grey versus Spider-Man type of deal? Is the DODC the main villain, or is a character like Shathra actually exist and it's not actually Sadie Sink playing that character, or is it a bigger character in the background? Is it Kingpin? Is it Tombstone? We know a lot of villains are going to be in this movie. Who's the main villain? It might be Tremel Tillman's character, and he might have villains that they make or employ for the DODC to go capture these superhumans. Kind of like hey, if you work for us, we won't throw you in the Supermax prison, but if you grab them, we can make a deal, give you some money, let you go free. It might be something like that. But I like this. This is This has made the most sense to me, I would say, and I like this leak the most out of what we've heard. And I do at this point in time really want her to play. Well, I want her to play Mayday, as you all know. I'm sure by now you've heard me say it enough. I want her to play Mayday Parker, but I do, out of all the things that I think make the most sense, I think Jean Grey would make the most sense. And Sadie Sink being the Jean Grey for the Mutant Saga, I do really want. But go ahead and let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest Spider-Man and Marvel news. I'm going to be doing that Avengers Doomsday trailer video later on today once I go to the theaters and see it. And of course, you can find us on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Snapchat. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.